Run Your Story family, this is Allison Gaillard with Run Your Story, where every story needs to be heard. And I am so excited and honored to share with you my amazing friend, Karla McInnis, and her Run Your Story. Guys, this will be a story that you're going to want to like, share, comment that podcast away, because you're going to hear how she strives to be 1% better and how setting small goals make the biggest difference. And oh man, that was so good. The advice that she gives, the insight that she gives. She's such an amazing friend. She's also a Patreon supporter. So hint, hint, all the cool kids are Patreon supporters. So be like Karla, become a Patreon supporter. But in all honesty, this was such a cool podcast because I've known Karla for a while and I really didn't know her story. And so that was so much fun to be able to learn all these amazing things about her, and it just made it even more special. So thank you, Karla, for the runner that you are, the Patreon supporter of this podcast that you are, and your heart for this community. It is so seen. And she also talks about her passion being with the American Cancer Society Strides. That will be October 28th, so you guys should definitely check that out. It will also be on our social media as well. And so just truly thankful for Karla and her heart. Guys, this podcast this month is going to be provided by Crew of Kindness. If you know anything about Run Your Story, you know we are a huge fan of Crew of Kindness. Delaney is a rock star. I absolutely adore her. And if you don't know about Crew of Kindness, definitely check them out. You can definitely check out her podcast, which has been earlier this year. But the mission of Crew of Kindness is to provide assistance and support to families with special non-medical needs to enable them to lead healthy and active lifestyles while emphasizing the importance of inclusion and acceptance in the community. And we are so thankful for all that Delaney and her family do with Crew of Kindness. One of which is the Boo Crew 2 Run. 2 miles. It's going to be so much fun. It benefits our local adaptive athletes. And that will be October 21st from 5 to 8 p.m. And costumes are encouraged, and I will be wearing a costume. Very, very excited about that. So guys, go sign up to run, walk, volunteer, or better yet, be a sponsor, because every dollar helps. And you know that it's going right back into this community to help support our local adaptive athletes who are phenomenal athletes and just need all the help they can get. So very excited to partner with Crew of Kindness and their mission. And again, Delaney, you're a rock star. I absolutely love you, my friend. So you can check them out on their website at crewofkindness.com, or of course go to runyourstory.com and be right there on that first page where you can click on for more information. So thank you again, Crew of Kindness, for supporting this podcast. All right, guys, lace up those running shoes. Get ready to be 1% better with my friend Karla and her Run Your Story. Yay! Oh my goodness, what an honor. I have one of my running buddies with me, Karla. We've been on some running adventures. Yeah. So excited. We've talked about this like on and off for a while about how like we need to get you on, and you just came back from an epic trip. And I was like, Karla, it's time. So, and then as I was preparing for this, I was like, I really don't know your run. As much as we've run together, I don't know your run story.
Well, that's because in my world, I feel like it's a brand new story, even though it started back in high school. So in high school, I thought I was going to be big and bad and go to one of the military academies.
I did not know that. Are you serious?
God has other plans. Trust me, the more I think about it now, the thought of me in that. I mean, exactly, like, right? I'm like, yeah, no, it's just me. That would not have been a good fit.
You're just a rebel by heart. I love that about you.
But, you know, they have the PT test, and I never was a runner, really didn't run. I played soccer my senior year, slow runner. And I remember my best friend who was in the academy at the time came home, and he was like, let's go run. And I was able to meet the PT time. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
Like, I barely made it on the first test. I actually increased my time by the second test. What kept me, I couldn't do the pull-ups. Still can't do a pull-up to this day, but...
Preach, girl, preach.
You know, it is what it is. Yeah, you've seen me on the rings. Like, you've seen...
No, I didn't mean... I wasn't...
No, I'm like, you've seen me on the rings. I have no upper body strength. It's fine. It is what it is. But then I never ran again. Like, I didn't want to run. I've always hated... Me and running is not... It's just... It's a love-hate relationship. And then college, I ended up with a 3-year designee scholarship in college. Did PT with the crew there. And, you know, they always run to the slowest pace, so they put that person up front. And that would be me. And again, we went through the motions, and just after the first year, I was like, ROTC is not for me. And so I just did my own hobby way. So again, didn't run. And I haven't ran at all since till about last year.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So at some point I gained a whole bunch of weight. I gained a little bit back, but so I'm about 80 pounds heavier than I am now. But so I lost a total of 90 pounds. And I decided my goal was going to be to do a 5K. Like, that was my goal. I wanted to do the 5K. And so here's something, and if I tear up, it's okay, but I never admitted it. So up until last year, I'd actually signed up for the turkey trot 2 times before, and I never went. Looked at it as a great donation to a great charity, but I just didn't go because it was kind of a belief in myself. Even though I knew I could walk it, whatever, it was just kind of having the community, having somebody there cheering for me. So yeah, 2 years in a row, I just never went. Ended up, I worked with Brent. I really miss him. But Katie, his wife, we were just talking, and she kind of took me in, and we did the Do It in the Bush first.
Okay.
And so I finally did my first 5K. I was like, all right. And then I saw the training program for the B12K, and of course I was like, why not? Because that kind of is my mom. When I know I have a support group, or I know I have something kind of in place, my whole group, I'm like, well, here's the plan. Why not? And in my head, I was like, I can walk it. I knew I could walk it. And so that's kind of where it started, was with that and the training group. And, and I'm still not going to say I'm as consistent as I should be, because I haven't ran in probably the last, really since summer, since my trip.
It was
since my trip.
You did a lot of hiking on that trip. And
you could call it that, yes, the stairs of death that I did not know, and I don't know how to do stairs, and you've seen me on stairs, and I was cussing all the way up, and I was cussing all the way down, and I was very grateful for the stairs that you made me run in training. That's all I'm going to sit there and say. Got some great, glorious pictures, but I will not be doing a level 3 hike on a cruise anytime soon. I can tell you that. But I did it. Again, why not? I'm like, it's my chance, so here we go. So that's kind of really just how it all came to be. It was just little goals at a time, and jumping in, why not?
I love what you said, little goals at a time.
Yes.
That is so good. For some reason, I thought you had been running a whole lot longer, and wow.
Oh no. And even like with the B12K, I remember I wasn't petrified. Like I broke down, cried on the way there. I'm like, I'm going to be so horrible at this. And because I think at some point you would want us to be running at 2 minutes or 3 minutes at a time. And I'm like, I'm not there. And Kelly Lomax was like, I'm doing 30 seconds. And I looked at her, I said, what? And I was like, well, I can do 30. I was like, oh, no, 30 is even too short for me. And I was like, set it to 45 seconds at a time. And, I finished. And I finished just alternating, running and walking consistently all the way through. And it's just, again, it's meeting yourself where you're at and having grace and being like, it's okay, I'm not there, but I still did it.
Absolutely. And did it well and got the epic medal.
Yes, I know. I'm excited for this year's.
Of course you are. For those who don't know, you're a science teacher and probably one of the coolest, and I'm going to say this in the most complimentary way because, I'm married to a nerd, and I'm a nerd in a lot of ways, but one of the coolest nerds I know. So I'm just saying.
Oh, well, I tell my kids that as science teacher all the time. I'm like, I'm the coolest nerd you're ever going to meet.
Absolutely, 100%. I'm like, I love the conversations we have, and just like, I don't know, you're just such a joyful, funny. We can go months without running together, and then we run together. It's like, oh, we've been running together all like we didn't miss a day. So I love that about us and about what you bring to the community, because it really is a joyful spirit that you bring. So, and again, I didn't know that. That's so cool. So let's talk about some lessons that you've learned from running.
Again, that you can do pretty much anything. I think so many people, and that's what I try to teach my kids too, is so many people get so overwhelmed when they set a goal and then they're like, I can't do that. But if you break it apart into the little pieces, what does it take to get to that goal? You can say, but I can do this today. I can do this part. So for me right now, next race is going to be rough. I'm not going to lie, because I haven't been running recently. But I know I can do it, and I'm just going to have to do it at where I am. I'm going to be accepting of that and just be like, okay, well, this is where I'm at right now. This is where I'm starting. And it just gets better from there. And it doesn't matter if it's a test or if it's a job or if it's a run. It's just being better every time, a little bit better.
That's so good.
So
that's really good. I love that.
Hashtag 1%.
So let's talk about, do you have a favorite race so far?
Well, I have two for different reasons.
Okay.
I think for the race and the race time would be the B12K, just because one, I even remember when I realized how long it was, I said, what did I just do to myself? But when I did that 45 seconds and I just kept going and I was bebopping, and I remember hitting that mile 7 mark and just going, I've done this without having to stop. Like, I was just consistent and consistent and consistent and consistent. And then that first time just coming over the bridge as a runner, like, I've never walked that bridge, I've never done that bridge, and coming over and seeing the battleship when you're at the top of that bridge was just awe-inspiring type moment. It was just beautiful. And then the other one, same location, the Memorial 5K that we did. Oh. But that moment when I got there and I signed up, and it was like, I knew you were running in honor of a fallen soldier. And when I saw that bib and the name, and then I looked him up, and I was like, so who is this? And I looked him up and saw the story of this young kid that died for service, like at the age of 21, I think. It was just kind of gut-wrenching, and it just meant so much more that day.
I think what got me on that run was when we got to, I think it was the top, and that's when they had guys handing out water. They, were like, thank you for the water. And they're like, no, thank you. And we realized that they were veterans. And I think we both were like, what's happening?
Yeah. That, and then, and then remember the little girl? She was running the PT.
Yes. Oh, and they were in cadence together.
Yes, and she was slow, but the leader said back with her again, no man left behind or anything like that, but she finished. And I remember seeing her finish. Come across, and it was just I was so proud of her.
Yeah. That was so cool. Oh, I love that. Okay, let's talk about, do you have a pre-race routine?
Still working on that. I remember when I hadn't laid out my outfit, and all of y'all are like, texting out, this is what I'm running tomorrow and all that. So I have gotten to do that. Like, I like getting a little outfit together.
You like going flat, Karla?
With my little match, my marathon socks, and they got to be color coordinated.
They sure love do.
Yes, got to do all that. I tend to wake up earlier on race mornings, so I don't know. I like a good solid hour of just trying to calming in my head, maybe doing some journaling, reflecting, just kind of getting my mindset right. Because I am so bad about being hard on myself, just kind of getting it in myself and being like, okay, here's the plan. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to, get in your best. It is what it is.
You write that all down before the race?
Not necessarily write it all down, but I have different journals where I might be reading something or just getting in my head. And
oh, that is so cool.
So
that's I need to start doing that.
So I am working on a journal right now. There's one, it's called the Unlimited Journal.
Okay.
And it's a 40-day journal practice. So I'm in week 1 right now, week 2. And it's really cool. I've just wrapped up week 1, so I'm in week 2. But you wake up, it has a morning, here's what you're grateful for, here's what you're doing, what are some little goals for the day.
Okay.
And I'm not going to lie, like mine is like, get the dishes washed.
Right, yeah.
But then it's got a little thing at the end of the day as well to go back and reflect. And you don't have to do it like in that order, but so sometimes prepping, like the front load day is something I do better at the end of the day. So what's my goals for tomorrow? Maybe laying it out and then going through it. But it's really cool, and it's the positive vibes. I really think the universe gives back what you put out into it.
That is so cool. That's so neat. I love that. I also love the time of reflection. Like I'm just being, because it's that so much, and I've told you this before, like we are like Twinkies in so many ways. Not only our coffee addiction together.
Well, you got me hooked on the oat milk.
But also our mindsets. Because we've had to talk to each other about our mindsets, because we would be around running, training, and one of us would say something and the other one's like, well, I was thinking that, but no, you can't think that way. And so I love that about us. You really have that person to pull you back in and to say, this isn't the end all. And it's like what you said earlier, you are where you are, so let's go from there.
Right.
So I appreciate that about you. But also that is so cool. I'm going to have to check into that.
I'll send you.
I was just saying, I need you to send me that link. Like,
yes,
that's
I will.
So, that's genius. Okay, talk about, you cross the finish line. Okay, is there something that you do post-race routine?
Sleep. No.
100% agree.
Usually it's, I probably crash out for a good hour or so, just kind of veg. The TV might be on. I'm probably not mentally even paying attention to it, but just kind of, I'm here, maybe play a game on my phone or the pad. I don't know, but just something, just kind of by myself, just hang out, don't move.
Don't get cramps.
Right, yeah.
I'm thinking about that story that you told me.
You can share it if you want.
How far did we run that day?
That was the Sarah Day, wasn't it?
What? Okay. Yeah.
Or was that the Sarah Nell? No, that was the Sarah Nell squat day when Sarah
Hashtag Sarah Nell.
That was the day of squats with Sarah Nell when we were at McGill that day.
And then I get a text message, I'm on a stool.
Yes, I was on a date at Vandals, and we were sitting at the counter, and all of a sudden, yes, I got a very big cramp. And I just had to politely stand up.
Mid-sentence, you're like, hang on.
It was like, are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. Just hold on. Let me, it was like lean against the counter, stretch out that hamstring while I'm talking.
You're like, meet Sarah Nell.
I remember texting you like, FYI.
And I was like, this is why we blame Sarah Nell.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I love that. That's so funny. Okay, I'm very excited to ask these next ones. What is your favorite running item?
Gotta be my earbuds, even though I have cheap knockoff little sports earbuds. I love my music while I run. Otherwise, it's a nice, just slow walk. But that's the only way to keep me motivated.
Running shoes.
Brooks Ghost.
Okay.
Now, I feel like they upped it or changed it somehow, so I don't know if I'm going to be switching, but the stuff I have tried, Brooks seems to be it.
Okay. Running fuel. Let's talk about that.
So I love the ketones.
That's right.
So I love my ketones. So that's one of the things that I have every morning or before a race. They have little keto kicks. So I remember I have those stuffed in my pocket during a race.
Okay.
So I'll do one of those. And then I forgot the brand, but the little energy chews that you gave us, the little gummy.
Oh, the honey stingers?
The honey stingers.
Mm-hmm.
I like those too.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
I love it. That's awesome. Let's talk about, we've talked about your favorite race. Let's talk about, do you have a favorite running memory so far?
Well, there's two. It was the B12K. One's coming across the bridge. That was just fun.
Mm-hmm.
And two, I remember getting in, because I was by myself, and which was fun. And I'm at the finish line, and I was coming into the finish line, and Sarah Nell spotted me. And she came back and ran with me to finish. And I thought that was just the sweetest moment. Because, we knew each other, but we didn't know each other.
Yeah.
But, And then we went back and got Keith, and that was just fun.
I love that so much. That we just slammed Sarah Nell, and then you encouraged her. That's so sweet. Do you have a favorite pre- or post-race meal?
Pre-race, not necessarily.
Okay.
I try to eat something like a biscuit, that, and then my ketones, like I said, that's a must. And then post-race, I don't know, it just kind of depends on the day, but most recently it's always been a good burger I get a hankering
Oh,
for,
okay. Okay.
But maybe it's, that just depends, but something. And then who doesn't love it when Cammie has her ice cream at the end of the finish line?
Girl,
That's
I'm
like
not
the
gonna,
best ever.
Hashtag reason why I run. Hashtag reason why I sign up for races. I'm like, is Cammie's gonna be there?
It's good stuff.
It really is. And you've ran, so you're like, I can have this.
Right.
So I love that. Absolutely. Okay, so you talked about your earbuds being your favorite running item. So what does Karla's music list look like?
It is so random. It is so random. So what I end up doing is I have there's anything from Katy Perry, Michael Franti, Andy Grammer, country, Motley Crue. It's all over the place, but I have just a favorites. And then there's a way that I think, and I will sit there on that, I have that favorites list, and I try to only add stuff that kind of has a beat to it on the favorites part. So then it goes on, although I'm notorious for, I'm like, nope, not that song. But I remember at the turkey trot, I was dying. I felt like I was dying. I really wasn't. And the Katy Perry, I don't know, there's some extended Katy Perry remix that's in my love somewhere. It's like a good 6 minutes of just this, like a remix of just song after song after song. And I hit that, and I run and walk to the beat.
Okay.
So if I'm running, but that's why I try to keep up pace because I will walk to the beat on my walk times.
Go, girl. Okay.
And somehow I hit that, and I was just a trucking. And I remember I PR'd that day because I was like, well, thank you, Katy Perry.
That's hilarious. And you're like, I'm just bebopping along.
I'm like,
That's hilarious.
California girls, whatever.
That's so funny. Okay, let's talk about you get home and everything. Is there a favorite recovery tool that you like to use?
3. Well, one, I have a hot tub, so that's just awesome. I'll remember after the B12K, I think I went and sat in that sucker for an hour until I was all pruned up because the heat just felt so good.
Oh, 100%.
My personal favorite is my mother has me spoiled. My mother has one of those nice full-on body massage chairs because she has rheumatoid arthritis, so she invested in that for her. And so, yes, usually after a big race, I'll feel like, I need to use that.
So next race we do together,
yeah.
I'm going with you.
We can go to my mom's house, get in the massage chair.
And then go to the hot tub. That's what I'm hearing, Karla.
So, yeah, the massage chair is awesome. It's got the little things that pinch the calves and everything.
Oh, wow.
So
I'm super jealous. That's amazing.
I told you she has me spoiled.
Wow. Okay. Do you have a favorite cross-training activity?
It's probably just like some HIIT type cross-training classes. I like group activities. I mean, I can go and do weights in the gym, but again, I like it if there's a group.
Same.
Like a circuit training or anything. I've always just liked the group workouts more. So anything like that.
Again, we're twins. We're twinsies.
I mean, and it goes from either whether I'm talking or, having somebody to sit there and be like, well, silently hearing me cuss, or I'm also kind of competitive. So I used to do martial arts at Taekwondo, and I remember being in the class with boys.
I did remember you telling me that. Okay, yeah.
And so it was one of those, I'm like, well, if the boys can do it, I can do it. Like, he's not going to outdo me. Like, it's a challenge, too, almost to me when I'm in a group. Like, I know I'm doing my best, and it's okay if I'm the lowest one on the rank, too, but it just kind of, it keeps me motivated because I'm like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. Or I can attempt to do it anyway.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I like that. I like that a lot. Is there a race that you're like, not my favorite, don't think I'll go back and do it?
It's not that I won't go back and do it. So my first race was the Doing in the Bush with Katie 2 years ago. And this past year I did it.
Okay.
And it was just, I'm not going to, it was rough. It was so rough. I remember seeing Chrissy at the water station, and she was like, hey, her happy self. And I was like, no. Like, I was just like, nope, not having any of it. My mindset wasn't right that day. Like, I think I woke up late. I didn't get to do my little routine and get in the mindset.
Okay.
My hydration wasn't there. And I don't know what happened, but I remember finishing that first mile, and the time was way longer that came across. Either that or I looked at my watch wrong. I don't know, because I didn't finish that much slower.
Okay.
I think it was like 20 seconds slower than what I normally do. But it threw me off, that first mile, and it just sent me spiraling the rest of the time. But there's this year.
Yeah.
Because in all, I like doing that race. It's different.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Wow. Let's say that somebody comes to you and they're like, Karla, I want to start running. What do I do? What is some advice that you'd give them?
Get up and move. I mean, it's just move. And like I said, I lost a lot of weight, and I used to be so active as a teenager, early college, in my 20s. I mean, 3 or 4 HIIT classes a week. I played soccer, I did dance, I did all this stuff. So I knew I had it in me, and I remember when I first started working out again, I mean, I couldn't even do 15 minutes on an elliptical was killing me. So for anybody wanting to start, it's okay. Do what you can. Can you walk 5 minutes? Can you walk down your driveway? Can you walk to the mailbox? Whatever. Okay. And then the next time you go, do one more of whatever you did. So if you walk to 1 mailbox, okay, tomorrow walk to 2. The next time walk to 3. It's always one more. And I mean, that's kind of how I made it through the 12K. I would do the 45 seconds and a 45 seconds, and while I'm walking, I'm like, do I have another run left? Yep, I can run another 45 seconds. And I do it again, and I'm like, do I have another 45 seconds? And yep, I do. Let's go. And I just kind of, do I have one more? Do you have one more? And you keep going, and those one mores add up.
Oh, that's so good. Hashtag one more.
Yes, very much.
That's so good. Goals, my friend?
First, I need to get to where I can run a mile without walking. That would be the first goal. But I guess right now my big goal would be to do a 5K without walking, just a continuous, even if it's
Okay.
a slow run, but do a continuous run. That would be my goal.
Okay.
And then we go from there. And then we'll go to a 10K, and then we'll go to, and at some point we'll see about doing marathons or half marathons.
Whoa, what? Okay, I hear you. Okay.
We just got to get going. And, like I said, it's all breaking it apart.
I know a great company that have great races called Fresh Drunkie.
I've been seeing you talk about them.
So, I'm signing up for all these races. You should come with me. I'm just saying.
I'm down to sign up for some races.
I'll send you the link.
Okay.
We're going to put you on the calendar.
Which I think I need to, because I registered for the B12K like last spring when they first released it. So I don't know if you have me on your list of peeps.
Stop it. What is your mantra when it gets hard? When you're like, oh, I want to give up. What is something you say?
First, it's about remind yourself nobody's perfect.
That's a good reminder.
I mean, you have to. It is hard. It's going to be hard, and so again, it goes back to that one more or 1% better. Am I better? Just it's doing a self check, and I guess my biggest mantra is why not, as far as starting stuff, because I think so many people just don't go do it. They don't try to do it, and what's the worst that's going to happen? Why not? Why not sign up for it?
That's good.
Like I said in the beginning, I'm like, I knew I could walk it, but I ended up running it. So,
why not?
Yeah.
I love that. I also like how that's kind of like what we say in the running community when somebody's like, let's do this race. And we're like, why not?
Yeah. I mean, everything, it's why not. And the partner version of that is what if. I think so many people go, they get on the negative. And I'm guilty of it. I've had to flip that. But what if it works out? What if you fly? One of my mentors that I listen to, she always said that. What if you fly? Never know unless you try.
I love that. Oh, that's so good. What has been your favorite length to run so far?
It's got the 5K.
Okay.
I think that's just more of a comfort zone right now.
Okay.
As far as mentally, but yeah, the other ones are that takes a whole lot of work and mental preparation.
When you're not running, Karla, what do you like to do? What are you passionate about, my friend?
Well, obviously I'm a teacher, so me and my kids, like right now we're in the thick of football season. Skull Vikings. I mean, we are in the running. The Battle of West Mobile is going to be intense this year if you haven't seen it on the news. And then I'm also involved with American Cancer Society.
Okay.
So October 28th is the Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk.
Fun. Okay.
It is so much fun. So all of the runners, I mean, I know that there's other races that support that as well, but would love to have everybody come out and do the walk and enjoy the activities we have for that day. It's great.
I love that. That's cool.
It's a whole lot of fun.
Absolutely. Okay, I got you. Any final words of wisdom, my friend?
I think everybody just needs to take a look at yourself and give yourself some grace and set some goals and just go for it. Whatever that is, you know, it can be anything simple to anything big, whatever, just go for it. Worst that can happen is you don't get it, but you definitely don't get it if you don't try, so.
That's so good. You have been chock full of wisdom, my friend. So good. And I'm sitting here going, I need to write all of this down. Like, I need to put like posters because that was so good. And just, again, thank you. Not only that, but fun fact, you're a Patreon supporter of this podcast, which was so huge. Like, I remember when it came through and I was like, this is huge for a friend to say, I'm going to support this podcast, you know, and you've been such an encourager, not only for the podcast, but me personally.
Well, many of your podcasts have kicked off my day with just as much encouragement or, you know, wisdom. I know there's been quite a few times, I can't even remember some of the stories, you know, I've cried right along when I hear you're like, I'm teared up now or something, and I'm like, you're making me cry as I drive into work in the morning. But, I mean, because it's fun to get to know, I've heard a lot of some of the names or hear a little bit more of their personal stories, some of the people that have been trainers that worked with you during our group sessions and stuff that we've done. And so it's just been, I love the podcast. I mean, it definitely serves a great purpose.
Oh,
and I love
now
it.
you're going to make me cry. Oh, man. No, it's so fun. And like I said, like, I did not know a lot of this about you. And we've ran a lot together. So I did not know this.
I guess I could keep a lot closer.
No. Well, we talk about a lot of things, though, when we run, in our defense.
Yes.
And we laugh a lot. And someone complains a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I think I've looked at you before being I love you a lot and other things.
I was going to say, I don't think love was the word that I got from that at all. Or and that was the time I did say that was Christy's idea for the stairs.
Yeah, that was a rough day. But again, thank you, because I don't think I would have been able to complete that hike in Norway that I just did if I hadn't done those stairs.
That was amazing. Oh my goodness. So funny. Well, I'm so excited for you, your goals, and I cannot wait to have you on again, just to hear your story as it continues, because I know it's being written. I know that you're not done, that you're going to keep saying, why not? And you are going to fly. So thank you for this.
It's been fun.
Absolutely. So why not? I absolutely love that Karla brought this up, because that is something that in conversations I've had with friends, whenever we get ready to do a run and someone's talking about it, the other person's like, yeah, okay, why not? And that was fantastic about bringing that into how we train, how we do life, and the lessons. It was just amazing. And also to meet yourself where you're at. Wow, to break it down that way and to just be better than you were yesterday. That was just so good. And I appreciate all the advice that Karla gave and just the mindset that she has. Absolutely phenomenal. You guys have to meet her if you haven't. She is such a ray of sunshine, so funny. You'll laugh a lot while you're running because she's just such a joy to be around. And so Karla, thank you again so much for being able to sit down with me and to share your story. It's truly an honor, my friend. I learned so much about you that I didn't know, and we've been running together for a while. So truly grateful for that. And again, just a reminder to be that 1% better and to set small goals. So wow, that's incredible. Also, Karla reminds me all the time that I should tell you guys to like, share, comment this podcast, guys, because that is how your stories get out there, and it's so true. And I thank you, Karla, for always reminding me to plug that in. So like, share, comment, because Karla said so. So I absolutely love that. And again, huge shout out and thank you to Crew of Kindness and their mission, and so excited about the Boo Crew 2 run. I am ecstatic for this. And again, highly encourage you to check out Crew of Kindness and all that they're doing. See how you can get plugged in to help adaptive athletes and what they're doing and how we can be a better community because of them. And as always, thank you to Mars Hill for providing an amazing, safe place for us to be able to record and just sit down together and just share our stories. Because even though it's running stories, it's life, and sometimes it's hard and it can be emotional. And I'm truly thankful to have a place like Mars Hill. So thank you guys for believing in the running community and for believing in Run Your Story. And as always, this podcast is only made possible by the great Gaillard Tech Services. Thank you so much for all that you do, Gray, and for using your talents and your gifts to make Run Your Story better. And so truly grateful for that. And it really takes a community, and part of that community is Patreon supporters. And thank you again, Karla, for all the amazing things you said about the podcast and just how supportive you are. I absolutely love that. It means more to me than what people realize. So thank you, Patreon supporters. Thank you to listeners. Thank you to everyone that shares the stories, because they're beautiful. They're so encouraging, and I wish more people could listen to them. Not because it's Run Your Story, but because your stories are amazing and they deserve to be heard, and they're making such an impact. I know the impact they make on me is, oh wow, just incredible. So thank you, community. Thank you for who you are, and thank you for what you're gonna do. And we're making Mobile better. We're making our state better. And one race at a time, we're going to have a blast with this. So thank you again, Karla. Part of your story is now part of mine. I take it wherever I go. And so guys, get out there, lace up your running shoes, and go hit the pavement, because every story needs to be heard.